Hello race fans, and welcome one more time here to the Apex This iRacing League. We're here for the season finale with the Supercar RUF series at the dreaded Nurburgring. They call it the Green Hell, and they don't call it that for no reason. I tell you, this is a great way to end the season here, and we've had some great racing here with the other two divisions, the C7 DP cars and the GT3 machines. Tonight we'll be getting it on here with the Supercar and the RUF cars, and they're just about wrapping up qualifying here. And as they do that, we're going to go ahead and we want to quickly offer congratulations to the other series winners, starting with the C7 DP class. Jared Haslam is your Season 3 champion. And then for the GT3 cars, I want to congratulate Corey Mitchell on winning for the GTE division. And then for the GT3s, once again, Jared Haslam on the Season 3 championship. And now we're waiting for it looks like qualifying is just wrapping up, just a few things to go here. I don't believe anybody else is on track. Looks like everybody's pretty much in the pits here, and now we're just waiting for the cars to come out onto the grid. There is a little bit of an overlap there when the session ends before the next one begins. Give everyone time to get in there. Had some great battles between the RUF cars and the Supercars. Be interested to see how they all fare on this particular circuit. And I believe we've just rolled over to the race session here, and we do see some guys coming out on track. Everybody's starting to grid up here. And as they're gridding up, we're going to take a look at the starting grid here. On the pole, we have Dustin Burkhalter, followed by Troy Banks. Tommy Reagan is third. Darian Roy, fourth position. Starting fifth is Jaron Haslam. Steve Cubay is sixth. Seventh is Brandon Piper. Carlos Lopez is eighth. And ninth place is Jordan Johnson. I do believe this will be a 40-minute timed event, if I remember correctly. And it is, like I say, it is a bit of a small field here tonight. And there go all the RUF cars there. And we're not showing the Supercars. I'm not sure why. As a matter of fact, there was only one Supercar showing. There's several more on track, but they're not there for whatever reason. Maybe they not sure what happened. It looks like we have mostly just Supercars tonight.
Green flag.
I'm not Supercars. I'm sorry, the RUF cars. And the green flag is out, and we're racing at the Nurburgring. Yeah, we're definitely showing Tommy Reagan. He did not start. Darian Roy did not start. We're referring to the Supercars here. Dustin Burkhalter, he's getting out late. Here comes a couple of Supercars here. They decided to start from the pits. That was a little different. There's Burkhalter, and he's followed by Banks there. And at the moment, it seems those are the See, we have Tommy Reagan. He's not. We're not showing him. Reagan and Darian Roy are actually not showing. Like they didn't even start the race, so they are out of competition tonight. So those will be the two supercars for tonight. Meanwhile, up the front, there's Jaron Haslam, and oh boy, did he open up a gap already, close to 2 seconds from Brandon Piper. Brandon Piper trying to catch him and doing the best he can. Yeah, it is a 40-minute event there. It takes between 7 and 8 minutes to make one circuit around this track. So it probably won't have but so many. Maybe 6 or 7 laps total. That's hard to believe, but yeah, when the track is that long, it is definitely takes a while to get around there. To 15.01 mile track length. And it's cool out there today, too. 64 degrees air temperature and 75 degrees. And looks like Piper's in a little bit of trouble there. He got turned around. Was able to get it going again. We also have a report that Lopez also crashed. Let's take a look at that and see what we see here. And just got and hard into the wall. Let's see, did he get any? Oh, and he's still spinning, and looks like those Burkhalter managed to get by. And Lopez got going before Troy Banks came along. Let's take it back live here. Banks running. Let's see here. Let's go back up to the leader here, Jaron Haslam. Let's see how far ahead he is. Whoa, a whopping 4 seconds. He is really rolling along here tonight. Pardon me, I had to make a little technical change there because a couple of our cars weren't showing in the class altogether. And now we've got everybody there. There's Dustin Burkhalter. He's the first supercar. He's running first in class. He's followed by Carlos Lopez. He's fifth in class of the RUF cars. Followed by Troy Banks, who's running. Oh, and Banks up against the wall. But he's running, still running second overall in the supercars. And, of course, Tommy Reagan, I keep wanting to jump to him, but he didn't start the race. Jordan Johnson, he's currently running in second place overall and in class. Starting to come under pressure from Steve Kubay. Well, got a little loose there. He's slowing quite a bit going through this section here. And Kubay will be looking for a way around. as we've seen in the other races, once they get through this back part of the track, you look at your track map there, and you see that long stretch down towards the front section. That's where a lot of guys have been trying to make a pass there. We'll see if Kube can get close enough to mount an attack. Once they get to that section, they still have a ways to go, and that's like Johnson. He was off. Oh no, somebody's in the wall, and that was wow, that was Johnson. We also have reports that Brandon Piper crashed. Let's take a look at that and see. Piper flew through and couldn't quite hang on to it. They must have damage turned off because that car looks fine in the front there. Let's take it back live. Currently running fourth in the class and fifth overall. Dustin Burkhalter is the first of the two supercars running. Actually, Banks has now retired, so Burkhalter is the only remaining supercar. So it will be him versus all of the rough cars, and he's wheeling it through those twisty sections. Well over 20 seconds behind Johnson. Piper, he's just almost 13 seconds, about 12 and a half seconds behind. Not exactly closing in. We have seen these supercars, they can hold their own against the RUF course. On paper, they have more horsepower anyway, and you would think they would be able to. Now he starts down that long stretch there. Let's see what kind of speed he's getting there. Just dropped it in the sixth gear. Looked like maybe 175, 176. Looks like that's about his top speed there. Oh, and he had to check up, went off there. Caught a little bit too much curb. You know, we've been talking about those curbs earlier in the week. These aren't like the rumble strips on a lot of the tracks. You can run over them a little bit. You can attack some of those curbs, and they're gonna attack you back. Meanwhile, up here with Steve Kube, he's now almost 9 seconds behind Haslam. We still only have 3 retirements thus far. Banks, Reagan, and Roy. With Brandon Piper, he's rolling along in 4th place, 4th in class, 5th overall. Trying to catch that supercar of Dustin Burkhalter, fluctuating between 9 and 10 seconds there. The gap ahead. He's comfortably in 4th position there. Carlos Lopez is over 11 seconds behind. Now a quarter of the way through this event, just over the 10-minute mark now of the 40-minute timed event. Up to your leader, Jaron Haslam. Now over 8 seconds now ahead of Johnson. I'm sorry, Steve Kubay. And despite the fact that he's slightly pulling away as we speak, I doubt, unless somebody has a serious problem, I don't think they have to worry about getting lapped, not on the track this size. Haslam very smooth through these turns. %, concentration is required 100% of the time on a course like this. It's almost like Monaco, but set in the countryside instead of in the middle of a city. Haslam now over 11 seconds ahead of Kubay. Let's take a look at their lap time history there. See what we can see here. And that's between him and Burkhalter. Let's put that up between here and Haslam. And yes, folks, they have only completed, they're only on lap 2. Isn't that something? After 12 minutes, we are only on the second completed lap, or a second lap of the race. It's not even completed. And Haslam 7 seconds quicker than Kubay on that first lap. And you can see why he pulled ahead so quickly here. Take a look at the sector times. Haslam has been quicker in every sector except for sector 7 there. A little further back, there's Brandon Piper. In a very comfortable P3 position. You're starting to gain a little bit of ground on Burkhalter, but not I say that, and the time dips down now into the 5 second bracket. It was at 6. Now he is dipping down there. Burkhalter, he's still motoring along. There was Piper. You just saw him in the distance, trying to close in on the 33 machine. Oh, and he got it wrong coming out of that turn. Turned it around again. There's not a whole lot of room to turn around. Losing all kinds of time to Burkhalter there. Over 15 seconds now. And Lopez has managed to close the gap because of that. Now just under 4 seconds. That's about 4.5 seconds to Piper. Piper's trying to pick up the pace once again. Let's look at it from the blimp to see where we can see where they are. There's Piper right there, making his way down through here. And there's Lopez Not too far behind. That's what about 4 seconds looks like. Meanwhile, Jaron Haslam making his way down that long straight. Steve Kube is also on the straight. About 14 seconds behind, though. Now back into the stadium section here. And that's making his way around what is normally the turn one for the Formula One cars. As you can see, now that's almost like a little bit of a shortcut where the Formula One cars, they would have continued down a little further and then come back up. And this track has several different configurations, and that's one place where some of the track has been shortened. They definitely don't need to run every single inch, considering the part that they have going off in to the countryside. I've always liked this little chicane here. That's a tricky little chicane. You got to get right. And he's going to make a left turn here. And here we go out of the stadium section. Out to where things really get crazy. Now we have a report another retirement. Looks like Jordan Johnson has also retired. So now we have 4. Let's see if we're having any problems or not. Let's go back and look at Johnson. Oh, there he is. He had already spun. And I guess he just decided, that's it. Because they obviously are trying to want to keep pace with the guys that they're chasing. But let's take that live here. But anytime you make mistakes like that or go off track and have to get going again, because of the sheer length of the lap, it's virtually impossible to catch anyone. I mean, you would need them to definitely make a mistake. See, Kube, he's still running along. He's 18 seconds behind Haslam now. And they're pulling well and away from third place Dustin Burkhalter. And Burkhalter doing good in that supercar to stay in the midst of the rough cars there. The one remaining supercar in the field. Let's see. Let's take a look at his sector times here. Compared to Kube, let's see if he's making any progress here. Let's see. Oh, and that's not going to help right there. Oh, and he's into the wall. And Kube, he's not showing any sector times right now, so can't really look at that. But boy, that really, man, almost 40 seconds behind the 19 car. That's allowed Piper to catch up a little bit. Oh, and Piper spins again. Whoa, that was a smooth spin, and he manages to keep it off the wall. The track is so narrow, you try to spin it around to get going. Here comes Lopez, and Lopez is going to zoom right on by. Carlos Lopez up into the third position. Overran the corner, got into the grass, a little bit of wheel spin, and Piper gets back around him. Oh man, a great opportunity lost. Now Lopez will get his composure there and try to get back at it. He has been doing pretty good. Piper has actually had more spins than he has, so he may just have to simply outlast him on this treacherous course here, which is the Nurburgring. Oh, and the minute I say that, there he goes hard into the wall. And these guys are trying as hard as they can. Now that opened up over a 10-second gap there for Piper. And now he just has to try to keep it between the lines. And he's almost 20 seconds behind Burkhalter. So definitely can't catch him. We now have 3 laps in the book. 22 minutes have elapsed, a little over halfway now in this 40-minute event. You're watching the Apex This iRacing League, the Season 3 finale for the Supercar RUF Series here at the Nurburgring. Piper continuing along. There's Dustin Burkhalter. He's obviously leading the Supercars, being the only one there, so he will remain number 1. He's pretty much obviously won the Supercar race for tonight. But Haslam and Kube, they have seriously dropped the hammer. Now 42 seconds ahead of Burkhalter. And they were flying down this long straight. And now he breaks it on down as he prepares to enter back into the stadium section there. And as he does that, here comes Burkhalter. Now he's just now getting to that long straight where we just watched Kube go down. And he's going to drop the hammer and see what he can do here. Now 173. Well, that's what it's 174, 75, just about. I thought I saw a 180 one time, but I saw about 175, 176 there. Brandon Piper is 7 seconds behind. And he's gaining ever so slightly. He's just coming into the stadium section. Just a hair under 7.5. Keeps fluctuating slightly above. Now, Carlos Lopez, he's almost 30 seconds behind. Now, he may have spun again. Not sure. I wasn't looking to see if they showed any more. Let's tell you, this is another. Let's see if we see if this is not the same one that we saw before. Oh, that's the second time that he's made contact with the wall. And be careful not to get stuck in that wall. I don't know if these cars do that or not. I've seen some of the cars. It's like an iRacing glitch. They get their nose in the wall and literally get hung there, and that's just terrible. Because then they would have to get a tow back, and if you get a tow back, you can just forget it. Your race is done. Dustin Burkhalter making his way out of the stadium section and off into the countryside. Here on lap 4. 27 minutes have elapsed the 40-minute event. Very tricky course. Got to be careful with those. I don't want to use the term rumble strip. More like curves. They really stand up high. And as you've seen, if you get up on them too much, they can really cause problems. Now almost a full minute behind Steve Kubay. And Brandon Piper is only 3 seconds behind. Despite spinning a few times and having some contact with the wall, and you just saw Burkhalter go over the hill in the distance, and that gap is coming down. Look at it; it's coming down significantly. And Piper, he can see Burkhalter now, and said, "That's my target." Sometimes when you can see the guy in front of you, and it's like added motivation there. But now comes the time to just absolutely stay focused. And is Burkhalter having a problem? He's kind of tiptoeing through these sections here. We saw him look to me like he was kind of easing through some of those twisty sections. And that's going to play right into the hands of Brandon Piper for sure. If Piper can negotiate these sections quicker than him. There's Piper. Now just under 2 seconds. And they're nowhere close to the long backstretch yet. And Piper may not need to wait to get there to make a pass. We'll see what happens here. Piper is now closed up almost on the bumper, Dustin Burkhalter. Oh, and he looks to the inside. Oh, and he went to make the pass, and he ended up collecting Burkhalter as well. They're both still running. Wow. Burkhalter trying to hold on to that overall third position. Here comes Piper again. And now we have just under 10 minutes to go in this event, so they'll probably, and when they cross the finish line, that'll probably be the last lap of the race. They're not quite to that long section just yet, but I'm willing to bet money Piper, he's going to have a go at him if he can get close enough, and when they get there, which would also be interesting because, you know, like we said earlier, the supercars are supposed to be a little faster in a straight line, so it's almost like Dustin Burkhalter is just trying to get to that long straight before Piper gets him, but Piper's already got him, and there we go. And now we have reports that Steve Kubey crashed. Let's go see what happened there. Oh, and he just got it wrong, or going over the hill there, and nice pirouette, and keep on going. That was probably the cleanest recovery we've seen so far. Some of the guys have had to try to back up and go forward and back up to get turned around to get in the right direction. Of course, that's now dropped him almost 30 seconds behind Jared Haslam. Meanwhile, Piper, let's see where Piper is in relation to Burkhalter. He's pulled out almost a 3-second gap now over the 33 car. There's Burkhalter. Wow, and all that time, they still have a ways to go before they get to that long straight. That gap is now increasing just about 4 seconds. Burkhalter definitely struggling a little bit in the interior parts of this course. Oh, and there he goes around again. Got on the throttle a little bit too hard. He's trying, but yeah, that's going to put him just about 15 seconds behind Piper. And we're at 33 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, your leaders have just they've not long ago crossed the start-finish line, and we've got less than 7 minutes to go, so this could very well be the last lap of the race. He's zooming down that long stretch, and there's Piper. He's he's already there, back into the stadium section. There's Carlos Lopez coming down halfway down that long stretch now. Your leader, Jaron Haslam, 27-second lead over Steve Kubey. Now on the 5th lap of the entire race. Just under 5 minutes to go now, so this will be the final lap of the race. Boy, he has a ways to go before he can get there. He's maybe a quarter of a way around the track. There's Kube. He's making his way comfortably in second place. Brandon Piper is like almost a minute behind. And he's over 20 seconds ahead of Dustin Burkhalter, who was 12 seconds behind Carlos Lopez Jr., but now it's less than 11 seconds. I mean, just over 11 seconds, but that is dropping as well. Lopez Jr., he's now closing in on the 33 car. And, you know, they're right at the beginning portions of the lap here. And if he keeps it on track, he definitely can catch him. Look at him gaining. Definitely able to. I think the rough car is just handling better throughout the interior section of this track. Now less than 9.5 seconds behind Burkhalter. Just got to watch those curbs. They are treacherous. Now he just at exactly 9-second gap. Now just now under 8 seconds. He is catching Burkhalter at a steady pace here. Now that's just a battle for overall position, not for class. Burkhalter, he's in the Supercar, and of course Lopez is in one of the rough cars. But it would be it is a battle for overall position. Burkhalter fourth, Lopez Jr. is in fifth place overall. Now about to drop below 5 seconds behind the 33 car. And Lopez, he is coming on and coming on strong. There's Burkhalter, just went around the curve. Oh no! Oh, he was making such good progress, and he doesn't have time for errors like that. He's not going to have a whole lot of time to make up for that. He's still. Oh, and he's probably just trying so hard. If he just keeps going what he's doing, and he was definitely catching Burkhalter. Now almost 7 seconds back. I think he's just trying a little too hard now, and sometimes you don't know how quickly you're gaining on a guy. Sometimes easing up and going a little slower and just getting yourself through those turns will actually equal a better progress through the sector. But at 16, almost 17 second gap now, Dustin Burkhalter would literally have to just blow up the engine and retire for him to catch him now on what should be the final lap. You see your countdown clock there, and we're now at 40 minutes. This race is officially run its full time. They don't put out a white flag for timed events because it can end at any time in a lap whenever that time has expired. But your leader, Jaron Haslam, he's making his way down the long straight here, back towards the stadium section. And a victory, the last one of season number 3. And there's the checkered flags. They are out for your winner for the final time here in Season 3, and that will be Dustin Burkhalter. I'm sorry, did I say Burkhalter? I meant Jaron Haslam. My apologies. I'm thinking Burkhalter. Yeah, he's the only forward. He will win the Supercar series there. But Jaron Haslam, he is your overall winner of the race, and of course the winner for the RUF division. Congratulations to Jaron. A well-run race there. Haslam making his way around, and only just now here comes Dustin Burkhalter down that long stretch towards the stadium section. And it seems that Brandon Piper, he also decided to retire his machine. There's Burkhalter coming into the stadium section, crossing the line. And the final running car here, Carlos Lopez Jr., making his way into the stadium section to take the third position here. I'm sorry, fourth position. It's showing him as third. He's actually third in class, but fourth overall. So he'll be on the podium with the other RUF cars. And that will do it for today, folks. And your overall winner here. Let's look at the final results there. Let's get everybody in there. Jaron Haslam, your winner. Steve Cubay second. Dustin Burkhalter third. Also winner for the Supercar division. Carlos Lopez fourth. Brandon Piper fifth. Jordan Johnson sixth. Troy Banks, Tony Reagan, and Darian Roy seventh, eighth, and ninth. And for everyone here at Rice Motorsports TV, we'd like to wish you all a pleasant evening.